I got this one. I'm going to name this one Eric Utsy. Now, Eric, he was one of my classmates in the third grade. And man, I try to look him up, but nowhere to be found. Anyway, we had that same nun that had the thing on her nail, the fungus under her nail. And she'd click you in the head with that nasty nail. Anyway, this this is where we were in silent reading, I guess, and Eric he decided he wanted to hollow out his big pen and he put a nasty spitball in it, and he's back there, and he right on my neck. Oh my God, I took a nasty old spitball off my neck, and he thought it was funny. And it probably was funny. He was giggling. And I didn't like that. Well, nobody would like that. Anyway, I'm pretty, well, at the time in the third grade, I was pretty ornery kind of a fella. And I got up. He didn't know what I was up to, and walked down by him and on the opposite side where the opening wasn't. And I rolled him over on his open side. And we had caused a commotion during silent reading. And well, anyway, to make the long story short, I wouldn't say, well, I got in trouble. Sister Frances, she made me put my nose in a circle for the rest of the day. And it wasn't too long, but I know I had to put my nose in that circle. And Eric was angry too, because he just got rolled over in his chair on the open side. And they had to have help. He had to have help getting himself out of that chair. But anyway, I didn't bother to tell Sister Frances, well, he took a spitball, he put it on my neck, and I just was getting even. I just took my punishment well, but Eric wanted to punish me some more. He wanted to punish me some more, and he was in the back. This is when it's time to leave. I was C, because my name's Cher, CZ, and he was U. His name was Utsy. And he was in the back, and he was telling all of his friends in the back what he was going to do to me when we got outside. He says, you and me, we're going outside. We're going to do this. And I was afraid. And we got outside, but I won't back down. Now, I'm going to, there's a such thing as, kids are starting to, well, your dignity's there. You're not gonna say, "Oh, I want to fight because I'm fighting, even though I'm scared." And we got out in the parking lot, and all the kids crowded around us. And he was commenced. He was like Sugar Ray. He had the stance right, and he punched me a couple of times, and I grabbed him around the neck. It was a method I learned. It was just you grab a person around the neck and squeeze, and like with your elbow, with their neck inside the elbow, and you squeeze as hard as you can. You could get a good right in there, another right, and maybe a knee if you could get a knee up in there, and right and a right and a right. And he was begging me to let him go, and I didn't want to fight no more, because when he was clicking me in the head, it was, he was Sugar Ray, and it was hurting. And, well, anyway, he begged me to let him go. And I says, no more fighting, right? No more fighting. And he says, no more fighting. I go, you promise? No more fighting? I don't want to fight no more. I just want to go home. I don't want to fight no more. Well, Eric, he decided that after I let him loose, that he was going to do the Sugar Ray thing again on me. And it was on again, but I was like, oh my gosh, I let him go, and now I'm fighting again, and I didn't want to fight, I just wanted to, I got him back in that headlock. It was harder this time because he was waiting for me to but I did get him back in that same old headlock. I locked his head up, and I punched him in the nose, and I punched him in the eye, and I kneed him in the chin, and I got him, and I beat poor Eric up pretty bad, where when he was crying at this point, please begging to let go, and I wouldn't let him go, even after he was begging. I still, I'm in third grade, okay, with this violence, and boom, we getting him, and punching him, and kneeing him, and punching his face, and kneeing his face, and he's, please, just let me go. And I said, you got to promise me, because I'm not going to let you go anymore. And I still wouldn't let him go. I just kept on getting him, and then I says, okay, all right, I'll let you go, but I don't want to fight. And I made him cry bad, from pain or whatever, the bloody nose. I let him go, and I seen what I had done, and I really, really hurt him bad. And I remember walking home, and I was crying when I was going home. I felt real bad. I beat poor Eric up, and my older brother said, "Why do you get all?" He was asking for it. "Why are you crying?" I said, "Because I hurt him." "Oh, I don't, he asked to get his butt whipped." And I go, "What? Did you see I really messed him up?" Well, anyway, make the long story short, the next day, Eric approached me and won't shake hands. No more fighting. No more fighting. And we became bestest of friends. And I had a spider bike, and he had those roller skates that you clamp down on your regular school shoes, and you could roller skate. And so we'd trade off. He'd ride my bike and hold on to the sissy bar, and we'd be well, that bike was my brother's, but that's the one that had the sissy bar on it, and fly kites together. Eric was one of them latchkey kids. I was, and I remember going by his house, and all the clothes that they had in the house was thrown down the basement floor, big pile of clothes. Anyway, needless to say, it would be nice to be able to meet up with old Eric, but, Anyway, that's when I was in the third grade, 1968. No, well, I don't know what year it was.